Hi, welcome to another edition of Dr. D's Research Review. So I just going through my studies here, and as you know that I love to read studies, that's what I do. And this study just came out a few weeks ago, and here's the headline of this study: Obesity linked to 500,000 cancer cases worldwide. And this was from the journal Lancet, which is a very prestigious medical journal. And what I find interesting about this, and what they're not talking about, is that obesity is a result of inflammation. Dr. Rim from the Harvard Medical School says this: we don't have an obesity epidemic, we have an inflammation epidemic. So what they're failing to see, and what I want to present in this video, is that inflammation drives cancer. Because cancer cells cannot proliferate without, and I'm going to use a word called angiogenesis, but without a multiplication of capillaries and arterial networks to supply the developing and growing cancer cells with food and energy. So in the absence of a growing capillary bed, which we call angiogenesis, you can't have cancer cells proliferate in your body and hence take over your body and kill you. So what really we need to do is stop that angiogenesis. What drives angiogenesis is inflammation. Inflammation has another comorbidity, another problem, and that's called obesity. So instead of trying to work on the obesity epidemic by trying to get people to eat less food, which is not the cause of obesity, one of the causes of obesity is inflammation, primarily driven through hormonal channels, which is a whole nother topic which we'll get to in another video. But for now, just know this: know that obesity is caused by inflammation. Inflammation is complex yet very simple to remedy. So let's talk about why are we having an obesity epidemic, and not talking about just the treatment of obesity. Again, because obesity is an effect, it's not a cause. A cause is inflammation, followed by two other metrics, which are endocrine disrupting chemicals, which cause the problem of insulin insensitivity, which leads to diabetes, which leads to obesity. And we know that cortisol is a component or a factor in this obesity epidemic. But predominantly it's inflammation and endocrine disrupting chemicals are the two major players in the cause of obesity. So again, if we want to get at the cause and not at the effect, then we correct and reverse inflammation and endocrine disrupting chemicals. And please, if you've never been to any of our talks before, we have an entire hour presentation just on endocrine disrupting chemicals and how they cause everything from brain fog to obesity and everything in between, how it imbalances hormones. For males, it causes low testosterone issues. For females, it causes low progesterone, relative to estrogens. Again, hormonal dysfunctions, inflammation, this is what fuels the cancer. So just to sum it up, it is not obesity that directly causes the cancer. The same cause of obesity is the same cause of cancer. So we get rid of the cause, we get rid of the effect, which is obesity and cancer. I hope that makes some sense, and I look forward to talking to you on our next Dr. D's Research Review.